Right now on NBC 26, live at 10,000s, braving the wind and cold in search of the perfect deer. Plus, while some search for whitetail, others are searching for Rudolph in downtown Green Bay. And a new playground for your furry friend goes up in the Fox Valley. Well, happening now, the gun deer season is underway. Hunters across the state are sporting their blaze orange and waiting in deer stands for that trophy buck. NBC 26's Marissa DiCandido talked with some of them about what they saw out there today, and she joins us now with more.
Raquel, we had a pretty big weather change from yesterday to today, and that had some mixed reviews from many hunters I spoke with, but most said the cold and snow were just what they were hoping for opening day. It doesn't get much better than this on opening day.
This one here is probably one of the biggest ones I've shot.
Chris Heike bagging this buck near Wrightstown.
11:30, this one came by with a couple others and took a shot and got it.
Nearby at Rocky Top Tavern, not everyone was having as much luck.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to get any deer just yet, but we're heading back out to give it a try.
Just seeing a bunch of does. That was it.
And for this deer registration station,
it's taken a big chunk out of the business.
They're not as busy as years past.
Online registration is taken away from the camaraderie of the tradition.
Owner Connie Leon says she's seen fewer hunters coming here to talk and admire the deer since online registration started last year.
It gets the people together. People that can't or don't hunt anymore, they at least get to be a part of it.
But the DNR says online registration makes it easier for hunters. And before they worry about registering their deer, hunters need to find their trophy buck.
Hopefully it changes tonight. It's a little slower during the day right now, but it should change tonight. See if we can get the big one.
Keeping Wisconsin's rich hunting tradition alive. You can still register your deer at a deer registration station if you choose not to do so online. For a list of those, find this story on our website, NBC26.com. Keeping you connected, I'm Marissa DiCandido, NBC 26.
Well, Governor Walker tweeting a picture of himself while on a hunt up in Vilas County. He wrote, "Enjoying the start of gun deer hunting season in northern Wisconsin." Well, 12 high school students, 6 from Appleton, 6 from Milwaukee, are taking part in a discussion on gun violence today. The goal of the panel is to create a better understanding on how gun violence affects Wisconsin's youth.
Yeah, I think coming together, especially as young people, it kind of gives us perspective on, maybe we live in different areas, we have different experiences with this, but when we come together, we all kind of share that same goal of we want to diminish kind of the gun violence in our worlds, and it affects everyone, even though it is different.
This meeting is a continuation of an almost year-long discussion on encouraging state senators to engage in the conversation on gun violence. Well, a power outage in Kiel left the entire city in the dark this morning. The power went out around 7 o'clock this morning and wasn't restored until around 11. Kiel police say the problem was a result of a relay, otherwise known as circuit, that opens and closes, that went out at a substation. Kiel City Hall was open as a warming shelter while crews worked to restore that power. A barn fire in the town of New Franken requires several crews to get it under control. The fire started just before 9 o'clock last night off of Church Road. The building was completely engulfed when crews arrived, but with the help of Green Bay, New Franken, and Bellevue fire departments, they were able to get those flames under control. The building that was being used as an art studio is now a complete loss. Well, the Packers haven't won in a month, but they look to get back on track tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football right here on NBC 26. For a preview, we go out to Washington, D.C., where Charlie Sakaitis now has the latest. Charlie?
First against the Falcons, then the Colts, and in their most lopsided loss of the season last week in Tennessee, the Packers made it 3 straight losses. Now heading into Sunday's contest here in Washington, D.C., the turmoil is building, but turmoil is just something teams have to deal with in an NFL season. At least that's what Coach Mike McCarthy believes.
No one walks through the NFL unscathed. So this is a tough spot as far as what's going on last week, 3 weeks. But really, you have to. If anything, it brings you back to your foundation.
The last couple weeks, our third down and our red zone percentages have been down from where they need to be. So we got to pick that up. We got to find ways to score touchdowns in the red zone and start faster. We've been on the obviously behind the last few games too many times, and we need to give our defense some confidence by putting up some points in some early drives.
And I know it snowed in Wisconsin today. It started out a beautiful day here in Washington, D.C., 70 degrees when we landed, but almost immediately the winds started coming in. Leaves were falling off all the trees, and now it seems that that cold has followed Marissa Silvas and myself from Wisconsin all the way here, so tomorrow's game should be a chilly one. From Washington, D.C., I'm Charlie Sakaitis for NBC 26.
There's a great weather report from Charlie. Yeah, it's going to be chilly for folks out there in D.C. That system continues to push off to the east, and the cold air is here, definitely northeast Wisconsin. Temperatures in the 20s, mostly cloudy skies. We do still have a few flurries out there still lingering across the area, but as high pressure builds on in and drier air moves on in, we should see these flurries end overnight and clouds start to break up as well. Wind chills in the teens. It's going to be a cold start for hunters tomorrow. Bundle up, dress warm, less windy tomorrow, but still a little bit breezy, keeping wind chills only in the 20s in the afternoon. But at least we will see much more in the way of sunshine. More on the week ahead as far as that forecast goes, coming up a little bit later. Raquel?
Well, President Obama is in South America this weekend. He's attending the Asia-Pacific Economic Summit. The president made comments about President-elect Donald Trump while addressing a crowd of youth today. He said the new administration may not be opposed to international trade deals as some feared. This will be the last stop on his final foreign tour as president. President-elect Donald Trump is trying to fill dozens of positions in his upcoming administration. He spent the day meeting with potential candidates at his new golf course in New Jersey. NBC's Chris Pallone has that story.
The Trump transition kicking into high gear over the weekend. The president-elect meeting with more than a half dozen people Saturday as he tries to round out his administration. Among them, former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney, who led a blistering effort to defeat Trump during the campaign.
Here's what I know. Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud.
The pair buried the hatchet in an hour-and-a-half-long meeting. Romney has been mentioned as a potential pick for Secretary of State, but Trump advisors characterized the meeting as an exchange of ideas.
Went great. Appreciate the chance to speak with the president-elect and look forward to the coming administration.
Trump has announced his picks for Attorney General, National Security Advisor, and CIA Director, but has been coy about whether more announcements are imminent. Several more meetings are scheduled Sunday, with New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and former New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani expected to meet with Trump. Despite the busy schedule, Trump managed to tweet Saturday morning, taking aim at the cast of the Broadway musical Hamilton. Vice President-elect Mike Pence attended the show Friday night. From the stage, the cast urged Pence to represent all Americans.
We, sir, we are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us.
Trump demanded an apology and said Pence was harassed. A cast member responded that conversation isn't harassment. Chris Pallone, NBC News, New York.
Still ahead on NBC 26, a one-of-a-kind dog club opens in Neenah. How it's helping dog lovers across northeast Wisconsin. But first, colder weather has moved in, but is it here to stay? Your forecast is next.